The best thing about being rich is that you can make bad investments and spend crazy amounts of money on things you probably wouldn't even need. But hey, there's no price for desire, right? Well, football players are the same. They make millions every year, so spending a few thousand on pointless trinkets is unlikely to take them to the brink of financial apocalypse. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the most stupidly expensive things football players have spent big money on. Antoine Greizman. To start off, we have the French World Cup winner who has amassed quite a fortune for himself during his time at Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Now, when you're earning so much money that even your calculators can go haywire, spending some of it on a rare watch is like a drop in the ocean. So the forward went on and paid $500,000 on the Rolex Rainbow Daytona, which is one of the rarest masterpieces of all time. The rainbow cut has 36 baguettes, a sapphire bezel, and 56 shiny diamonds. Some might call it a stupid purchase, but it is a thing of beauty. Mario Balotelli. The Italian striker is one of the most controversial figures in the game. The former Manchester City striker absolutely loves fast cars, and during his time in England, decided to treat himself with a Bentley Continental GT for $250,000 and a Maserati for $180,000. But these aren't stupid purchases, because what Mario did with those cars takes the cake. Now, an ordinary citizen would be law-abiding and will follow the speed limits and parking rules. But knowing that he made millions, the ultimate bad boy thought that he could do whatever he wants. He developed this very strange habit of parking his car right at the edge of front doors of whatever building he wanted to gain access to. The striker thought that he would get away with it, but the authorities don't care how famous you are and would keep giving him tickets. At one point, the Italian was averaging 3 parking tickets per day. But that isn't the crazy part of our story. As it turns out, Balotelli's fines amounted to a whopping $500,000. But hey, Mario being Mario did not give a crap and continued his cavalier-esque ways. His cars were impounded 27 times, which has to be a record. Neymar. Okay, so Balotelli's idiosyncrasies must have spun your head. So how about we tone things down a little and talk about a player who divides opinion, but whose quality cannot be ignored. Neymar has made quite a name for himself in recent years. The Brazilian is one of the richest players on the planet, and he definitely looks the part. Growing up, the family did not have much money to get by, so once he started making good money, the forward started uplifting his life. When he made a big money move to PSG from Barcelona, Neymar's lifestyle got even flashier than it was before. The forward decided that driving to training is just too mainstream, and something that only mortals should be doing. So he decided to go helicopter shopping, and not just buy any helicopter. Benz made a helicopter just for him. The chopper is a thing of beauty and can pack up to 10 passengers, which isn't too shabby at all. Jerome Boateng. The former German international might have been given a lesson in humility by Lionel Messi all those years ago. But the experienced center back can continue consoling himself by spending stupid amounts of money on items that shouldn't be costing so much. One day while vacationing in New Jersey, the German defender bumped into a jewelry store in the USA. His eyes fell upon a choker with a total cost of £280,000. It was a 1 kilo Cuban link choker with 120 karat VVS diamonds. And all this splurge happened during a time when Bayern Munich were trying to force him out of the club. Boateng's powers had started fading at that time, but he was still making a lot of money. That is still the case, because while he might not be playing at a level he had a decade ago, the German is still making crazy money every month. David Beckham. Although he is very much into making shrewd investments, David Beckham also likes to treat himself every now and then. The former Manchester United man was more than just a footballer back in the day. More than his footballing ability, it was his looks and overall image that made him one of the most marketable athletes of all time. His hairstyles were always iconic, and speaking of which, Beckham also spent some serious money on a new hairstyle. The story goes that he was about to land a new marketing deal with Country Chemicals, and the contract required him to have his locks trimmed. So Beckham had to get himself a $6,000 haircut. Well, it is very expensive, but it still doesn't compare to the $8 million Hollywood celebrity Anne Hathaway received for getting a haircut in order to be a part of Les Mis. Stephen Ireland. The name Stephen Ireland is long lost in time, but he was actually part of a Manchester City side that had only just been acquired by an oil-rich kingdom, and were on their way to becoming a European football juggernaut. Ireland definitely had a lot of quality, but was never one of the most consistent performers. Nonetheless, he did earn good money at the Etihad. However, his fashion sense wasn't that great, to be honest, because his Range Rover was something right out of a Barbie movie. The car had pink rims. Yes, pink rims. Not just that, the grills in the interior was pink as well. Of course, the British media was going to have a field day when he turned up for training in the pink car. Years later, Ireland said that the car belonged to his wife. Of course, Stephen. Paul Gascoigne. A legend that could have won so much more if only he had some self-awareness about him. Gascoigne had 99 problems, and financial irresponsibility was one of the biggest. In 2008, the former England international revealed that he had spent £2,000 on cocaine in one day. Apparently, he meant to snort 35 lines, but wanted to only snort line numbers 16 and 19. The rest he threw away. Cristiano Ronaldo. You always save the best for last, right? And naturally, Cristiano Ronaldo has to have the final word in such things. He might have kicked up quite a fuss during his last days at Manchester United and walked away like a first grader would from the playground. But nothing can beat the fact that the Portuguese is filthy rich. For someone who reportedly makes $40 million a year, money is never a problem. There's a story that once Ronaldo went on a 15-minute trip to a Mayfair restaurant and spent £27,000 on 2 bottles of red wine. Both Ronaldo and Beckham love tasting fine wine. But that's not it. A player who has won so much in a career spanning 2 decades is supposed to travel in style as well, right? While Neymar has his helicopter, Ronaldo decided to spend £20 million on a luxury private jet. He bought the Gulfstream G200 back in 2015 while he was scoring goals for fun at Real Madrid. Through this jet, the legendary forward can travel to Portugal on his own. Ronaldo's Instagram is inundated with pictures of him and his family having the time of their lives on the plane. The jet has a well-equipped wardrobe, Wi-Fi, an electric oven, microwave, refrigerator, and an entertainment system. So guys, this was our take on some of the craziest investments made by football players in recent years. We are sure that there's more stories that you would be aching to talk about, so why not put your thoughts in the comment section? Before we say au revoir, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give that bell a whammy so that every time we post something new, you're the first to know. Catch you later.